Hi, I'm Becky with Embodiment Works, and today we are going to do a 30-minute flow, all focused on connecting a little bit deeper into the root chakra. So to get us started, we'll start with a little seated meditation. You can either sit just right on your booty, or if you want to be up on a bolster or a meditation pillow like I am, that's a great option too. No real need for one, but just whatever gives you a little bit more access to yourself. So as you come into a nice tall seat, allow yourself to close down your eyes. And today we're going to bring our hands onto our thighs, palms facing down. Then take a deep, full breath in through your nose. Big sighing exhale out through your mouth. Do that 2 more times. Breathe in through your nose. Big sighing exhale out through your mouth. 1 more, filling up, expanding the capacity of the lungs. And exhale, softening, letting go, contracting back in. And then just let the body breathe however it wants to breathe. Connecting to the root chakra is also a connection to the element of earth, allowing our palms to be facing down, feeling those parts of the body that connect to the mat, to the ground, and allowing the awareness, any of the busyness that may be alive in your mind, to just drop right down into your hips. Deepening that connection into the earth, slowing the body and the system down. Allowing yourself just to watch the breath, the rise and fall. Allowing yourself to start to notice all of the sounds around you in your space. And allowing each of those little noises to pull you deeper here into this present moment. Not getting attached or disturbed by any of the noises, but allowing them to just be part of the environment that you are in. And then gently, when you're ready, you'll flutter your eyes open, come back into the space. So after just a little bit of grounding, we're going to go ahead and get started. So if you have one of those meditation pillows, you can go ahead and move them off to the side. And then we're going to go ahead and get started at the front of our mats in a mountain pose, Tadasana. So as you come into your mountain pose, I really want you to feel your feet on the ground, lifting up all 10 of your toes and then setting them each back down. So you have a nice firm foundation into the feet. Now lift your shoulders up towards your ears and roll them down your back. And if you have a tendency to tilt your belly forward, then I want you to pull your low belly up and in so you've got that tuck to your pelvis. And then bring your hands out to the side, palms facing the front of your space. Give a little bit of attention to your kneecaps, pulling your kneecaps up, activating through the quads. So now you've got strong legs, firm feet, taut belly, open heart. And again, connecting down into that element of the earth, pulling the energy up from the earth and giving back whatever you don't need anymore. Keeping our feet firmly planted. Inhale, lift your arms up into the air. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Take a moment here, breathe in. And exhale, breathe out. Inhale, sweep your arms up into the air. Exhale, you're going to forward fold over your legs, bending your knees as much as you need, and then letting the head fall down towards the mat. Give yourself a moment here to just hang, feel the stretch in the back of your hamstrings. And then inhale, hands to shins, half lift. Push down into your heels to lift the top of the body to be parallel to the ground. Roll those shoulders back, pull that low belly up and in, broadening the space at your sacrum, that triangle bone at the base of your spine. And then exhale, fold it down. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Once again, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Come back to your strong Tadasana mounted pose. Inhale, sweep the arms up into the air. Exhale, forward fold over your legs. Nice hinge at the hips. Release head, neck, and shoulders. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up into the air. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. We've got a few more of these, what I call half sun A's. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up, take up space. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Release head, neck, and shoulders every time. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, sweep up, strong legs. Exhale, hands to heart center. Just 3 more of these. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, really waking up that entire posterior chain, half lift, lighting up the whole back half of the body. Inhale, sweep all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center, just warming up the body, sweeping the arms into the air. And inhale, exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Letting it be a nice simple flow here. Inhale, arms up last time through. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, half lift. Letting it fold. This time you're gently going to plant your hand and step back to a high plank. Lift those hips nice and high. Take a full big breath in right here. Let it go. First time in this downward facing dog, so give yourself a moment to really pedal the feet. And coming back to that grounding, rooting element that we're hitting into with this practice, you want to feel firm foundation, whatever is touching the ground. So for this posture, in our downward facing dog, we have both our hands and our feet on the ground. So press down into the palms and into each one of your fingertips, thumbs, pointers, pinkies, and gently pushing down into the balls of the feet and pulling the heels towards the mat. They may never actually touch, that's okay. And just let it be right as it is. Pull those shoulders away from your ears, almost like you can extend the crown of your head towards your thumbs. And then just breathe right here. In and out through your nose. Allow yourself to hear that audible exhale. And allow it to be the rhythm, the metronome for your practice today. Take a big full breath in and a big full breath out. On your next inhale, you're going to step your feet together at the back of your mat. Let your heels sink down. And then on an inhale, sweep your right leg up into the air. Exhale, bring your knee towards your nose, shifting your shoulders over your wrist. Pull your low belly up in as you really dome the back and pull the knee towards your chest. Then you're going to step your foot up into position in between your hands. A lot of times our feet don't actually get there, and that's okay. So just inch it up so that it's at that right position that feels right so that you can really frame your foot with both of your hands. Then gently, you're going to pivot your back heel down to the mat. We're coming into what is a warrior one, but this can be a tricky position. So I personally like to separate my feet so I have a little bit more space for my hips. So my heels are more on what we call railroad tracks rather than a tightrope. So allowing that nice deep bend over top of your right knee, feel that big stretch in the back of your calf as you push out through the knife edge of that back foot. And then on an inhale, lifting the upper body up into the air. You're in your nice warrior one here. Stacking the shoulders over top of the hips. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Stay with that nice deep bend into your front knee. And again, pushing out through the knife edge of that back foot. Full big breath in right here. Full big breath out. One more. Breathe it in and breathe it out. All of that focus is going to go into that right foot. You're going to take your left foot, step it forward. We're coming into a chair pose. Dropping your booty down, tucking your tailbone under, lifting your heart up towards the sky. Stay with your breath. Starting to feel that intensity in your legs as you have this nice little bend into your knees, opening through your heart, breathing in wherever you feel it, in and out through your nose, grounding the energy down through your feet. And then on your next inhale, shifting all that weight into that right foot, you're going to lift up with that left knee into what we call a one-leg Tadasana. So just like your mountain pose before, we want to stack the bones, allowing that ankle to be the base with our knee stacked over that, our hip stacked over our ankle, and our shoulders stacked over our hips. Flexing that left toe, so you've got a nice stability here with your floating leg. And then we're going to move into tree pose. So for tree pose, there's a couple of options. You can either allow the knee, the foot, to come kickstand down so that your toes are on the ground and your foot is right next to your ankle. Or maybe it's right here on your calf, lifting up a little bit, getting a little bit more of that balance challenge. Or maybe from here, you lift it all the way up to your inner thigh. And maybe you even have to grab your ankle and pull it up. And that's okay. And then extend those arms out to big tree branches, rooting down through that standing foot, lifting up through the top of your head. Here you want to push that grounded leg into that foot so you've got that nice center press so that you can really hold the energy in the center so you can ground it down through your feet, but you can also lift it up through your arms. Allow yourself to breathe right here, soft and easy. One more full inhale. Then exhale, slide that leg down and you're going to forward fold over your long legs. On your inhale, half lift, extend long. Exhale, we're going to plant our hands, come back into a high plank pose. Again, finding the firm foundation here, hands and feet, shoulders over wrist, heels over the ball mounds. Allowing just a little bit of doming in the back. We don't want to dome up completely, but broadening out, almost like you can pull your shoulder blades around the sides of your body. Breathe in, breathe out. One more. Inhale, shift it slightly forward. We're going to drop those knees down to the mat. Exhale, lowering halfway here, pulling the elbows in, and then we'll lower all the way down to the ground. Untuck the toes, push the tops of the feet into the mat. Inhale, pull the chest away. No weight into the hands. You could float them, but you're allowing yourself to really lift the chest away. Exhale, fold it down. We're going to do that one more time. Pull that low belly in, lift. Exhale, fold. Gently pushing back into a child's pose, allowing the hips to sink towards the heels, extending those arms forward. Melt the third eye onto the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, pulling it forward. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Big full breath in right here. Big full breath out. One more. Inhale and exhale. Bring those feet to touch at the back of your mat. You're going to inhale this time your left leg up into the air. Exhale, bring your knee towards your nose, nice and tight. Again, dome the back this time. Pull the knee in, almost like you could kiss your kneecap. And then gently, you'll step your foot up in between your hands. With those hands framed on either side of your foot, you're going to gently spiral that back heel down to the mat. And if you have to inch that front foot out just slightly, feel free. That can sometimes feel a little bit better. And then push out through that knife edge of the back foot. Extend the heart forward. And then with that firm foundation into your feet, light into your fingers, inhale the upper body up, warrior one. There you go. Allowing yourself to square your hips as much as is anatomically possible in your anatomy, forward towards the front of your space. Softening those shoulders, pulling the low belly up and in, nice bend into that front knee. And just breathe, finding the breath over and over. No matter where you find the sensations in your body, just meeting them with breath. Placing all of that weight into that left foot, you're going to get light with the right foot and step it forward into your chair pose at the front of your mat. Tucking the tailbone, opening the heart. Come back in, breathe. One more full breath in and full breath out. All the weight this time into that left foot. You're going to stand up into your one leg Tadasana here. And again, stacking the bones, pulling the belly in, lifting the sternum up. And the more that we ground through that standing foot, the more we get to lift with the crown of our head. There you go. And then gently from here, we're going to come into that tree pose. So again, you have the option, foot to the ankle, to the calf, or all the way up into the quad. So notice which one works for you, and then find your variation. And breathe. And when you wobble, that's okay. Just come back. If you fall completely out, just step back into it. Stay with the breath. Soften the shoulders. Lift the heart. And if you want a little bit more of a bounce challenge, maybe you can close the eyes. Got one more breath right here. Then gently forward fold over those long legs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to that high plank. Inhale, shifting slightly forward. This time we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to lower halfway down to a chaturanga. Now you can always drop those knees down if you need, or you can lift them. And this time we're going to untuck our toes. Inhale, pull up into an upward facing dog. Push down through the hands, soften the shoulders away from the ears. Open through the heart and elongate through those legs. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the hips up and back. Full big breath in. Full big breath out. One more. Breathe in and breathe out. Stay with your breath. All right. We're going to add on just a couple poses to that. Give it a little bit more flair, a little bit more fun. So on that next inhale, lift that right leg up into the air. Exhale, bring your knee towards your nose, nice and tight. Inhale, lift it up and back, this time three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, step it up in between your hands, keeping your left hand planted this time. Gently lift your right arm to the sky. So you've got a nice what we call dragonfly pose here. And then pull that right hip bone back, lift that left heel forward, and really open the heart towards that inner thigh. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Inhale. Exhale, bring that floating hand down. This time you'll spiral that back heel down. If you have to adjust those feet, feel free. Get grounded into your footprints. Inhale, lift the upper body up. Warrior one. Stay with the breath. Shifting the weight up into your chair pose, lifting that left foot forward, sink down. Breathe in. Breathe out. On that next inhale, all the way into that right leg, lift the left leg up into your one leg Tadasana. Find the stack of your bones. And then exhale into your tree pose. Opening your heart. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more in this nice big balance. Then gently lower that floating left foot forward, fold over your legs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant those hands, step back to your high plank. Shifting slightly forward, lowering halfway into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big full breath, letting it go. One more breath to cleanse and clear. Coming back to the grounding nature of this flow. Inhale your left leg up into the air. Exhale, bring your knee towards your nose nice and tight. Inhale, lift it up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, step it up in between. Planting that right hand this time. Inhale the left arm up into the air. Pull the left hip bone back, pull the right heel forward. Feel that nice big stretch in your glutes. One more. On that exhale, bring the floating arm down. Spin that back right heel down to the mat. Inhale, lift up, warrior one. Staying with the breath. Softening the shoulders. All the way into that left foot, step forward, chair pose. Tucking the tailbone, opening the heart, letting your legs feel all the sensations, not running away, but allowing yourself to be grounded and rooted into whatever is happening. All the way into that left foot, this time standing up with your right knee, one leg Tadasana. Bring the sole of that right foot on the inside of the left thigh for your tree pose. Softening through the back of your heart, pulling the shoulders down, opening up with the breath. On that next exhale, lowering that right foot, forward folding over your legs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant those hands, step it back into your high plank, lowering halfway, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full big breath in, full big breath out. Gently this time, lowering the knees. You're going to allow them to get nice and wide. Untuck the toes and then sink back into your child's pose. Grounding that third eye, that space in between your eyebrows onto the back. Staying with the breath in and out through the nose. Softening the back of the heart. Staying with the breath. Only about 5 more breaths right here. Taking all the energy that you built as we grew into our strong trees to dropping it down back into the earth. Feeling completely grounded and held in this space. On that next inhale, you're going to walk your hands underneath your shoulders, lift your chest. Lift up, cross the ankles, and sit back onto your hips, extending your legs out long in front of you. On your next inhale, you're going to sweep your arms up into the air, flex your toes, and hinge over. We're going to find an active variation of Paschimottanasana here. So you really want to find that hinging from the hips, hinging forward, extending the sternum towards the toes. We'll stay active in this variation for just about a minute, really feeling that big stretch into the hamstrings along the back of the legs. Watching the breath, feeling the breath as it moves in, dropping it down into the hips and the legs, and exhaling it out. Then gently from here, you're going to release the toes. Give a little bend into your knees. And then I want you to walk your hands a little bit closer towards your body. And this time, we're going to round the back. So I want you to think of lifting up And then leaning forward and allowing the back to round, softening through the upper back. Pulling the chin slightly towards the chest, but not all the way, so that your chin is pretty much perpendicular to the ground. This can be a big stretch into the low back. So bringing your breath to wherever you feel the sensation. And again, not trying to move away from sensation, but just allowing it to be as it is today, knowing that it's often different. The body shows up differently every day, every week, every month. Inhale, lifting yourself up. Give yourself just a moment to come out of that stretch, to stack the spine back, to release that low back. And slowly, you're going to hinge forward, or scoot yourself forward, I guess is the right word. And then gently, I like to take that extra love out from underneath my sit bones, and then slowly and easily rolling down onto your back. We're just going to come into our final rest here, which is our Shavasana pose. Taking a traditional corpse pose here, allow your feet to come out just slightly, but let the toes fall out to the left and to the right. Bringing your shoulders underneath to cradle your sweetheart. And then let your palms face up this time. Feeling all of that grounding energy from below lift up into the body. And then take one full deep breath in. Big sighing exhale out. Release all of the breath retention and ujjayi breath that we did in class. And again, just let the body breathe however it wants to breathe. Close the eyes down. Be here for just a couple minutes. And just like you did at the opening of the practice, allowing the hips to get really heavy. When you're ready, slowly start to deepen your breath. And then bring some movement into the fingers and the toes. And then take your arms, lift them up over your head, point your toes towards the original front of your space. Take a long full body stretch. And then exhale, pull your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice little squeeze here, maybe even a little rock side to side. And then let yourself roll onto your left side. You can use your left arm as a pillow. And just breathe right here. And take a moment to come back to that grounded nature. Letting just that little bit of movement release and shake out what you didn't need. So that you can connect a little bit deeper in to the earth, a little bit deeper into yourself. And then using your right hand, slowly and gently lift yourself up. Come into a nice comfortable seat. Once again, bring those hands to the heart center. Take one final breath together. Inhale through your nose. Sigh out through your mouth. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope you enjoyed this little practice for your root chakra. Again, I'm Becky with Embodiment Works. Feel free to check out any more of my videos, and I'll be so grateful to have you as part of my community.